Hey you guys, happy Friday. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. If you guys are watching on YouTube, don't forget to click subscribe right here with this button and give me a thumbs up if you guys love these tips and if you guys love this video. If you guys are watching the replay on Facebook, let me know in the comments with hashtag replay. And if you guys ever have a question on any social media network that I post this on, don't ever be afraid to leave me a comment because I always go back, answer all questions, answer all comments. You guys know me by now that I love answering questions, quite frankly, because I know what I'm talking about. If you guys are watching live, say hey, say what's up. So the background might look different because I'm in Florida and it's like pouring down rain. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a live stream because I haven't done a lot of live streams this week. So the question of the day wasn't really a question. I ask you guys when you guys enter my Facebook group, what are you guys struggling with when it comes to social media? And I've been seeing a lot, I haven't been seeing a lot of questions, but I've been seeing a lot of repeat struggles. And a big one, like always, is engagement and reach with the posts, okay? So today I want to give you guys 3 tips that I want you guys to focus on that will help you increase your reach with your social media posts. So if you guys have been struggling with this, or if you have any questions about engagement or reach with your social media posts, let me know in the comments because that's why I go on live. I love answering your guys' questions. So I'm just gonna get right into it. There's 3 things that you really need to focus on when you're trying to increase the reach, which means how far the return on investment of your social media posts. So essentially what the struggle is that if this is you, let me know. What happens is you have a post and then you press submit on a post, and then what happens after that is like it gets little likes to no likes, no comments, no engagement, and then what happens is that the post dies, especially if you're only focusing on time-sensitive platforms, which are Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn, any platform where it's like you press submit and then the ticking time bomb goes off, right? So when you only focus on time-sensitive platforms, more specifically talking to online entrepreneurs, I know everyone's loving Instagram and Facebook. The problem with that is that your post doesn't last for more than 24 hours, okay? Unless it goes viral. So in order to increase your chances of your post going viral, you have to create shareable content. So this is the first tip. I'm gonna give you 3. The first one is that you need to start focusing on creating shareable content. So what is shareable content? You probably think that like all of your content should be shareable, right? So I'm gonna give like a contrast, okay? A selfie is not shareable content unless the story is something that other people can relate to, okay? So if you do the selfie with the witty one-liner, or you brag about like the results you have in a month, kind of like the me method. So if it's like the selfie with the me method where it's like talking about yourself, that's not shareable content, okay? What is shareable content? Shareable content is like quotes, infographics, ways that other people can be inspired. It can be a selfie, like I said, if you're sharing a true inspirational story that is attached to that picture, okay? Because I see it far too often where there's a lot of online entrepreneurs and what they do is they do the Oprah Winfrey script with the Kim Kardashian photo and then they press submit and they're like, why am I not getting likes or comments on my picture? The caption or the description, this is why you're not getting likes and comments. It's because you're only talking about yourself with a picture of yourself, and then you post about yourself, and then it's like, why don't other people like it? And it's quite frankly because you're not a celebrity, okay? This is gonna be like tough love live stream. So I'm not like trying to offend anybody or anything, but this is just like how it is, okay? So in order to create shareable content, focus on your ideal client and their struggles and their problems, kind of like these live streams. When I do live streams, I see what you guys are struggling with, and I go live on that topic because I know somebody in this Facebook group had the courage to ask me that question, and then I answer it because I know a lot of other people are also struggling with the same problem. It's not about me. I show up to talk about it with my experience and my knowledge, but I'm not talking about myself. I'm not here being like, okay, I need to like do my hair perfectly and like, have tiara and ball gown on. I come on and I answer the question directly. I don't need to talk about my cat. I don't have a cat. I don't need to talk about like all of these who's-y, what's-y's, like the hot dog I'm gonna have for lunch or whatever. I come on and answer the question, and then that is what makes people watch and engage. So another thing that you can do when you create shareable content, and this goes into the next tip. So I'm gonna give you guys 3 tips. In order to increase your reach on your posts, The first and foremost one is, it's all about the content, because that's what you're posting on social media. Create shareable content. Shareable content is something that inspires or teaches somebody else so they can become better. They are inspired by it. It's not about you. It's not about your selfie. It's not about your $1 million launch. It's not about any of that, okay? Find a way to transform that into a story that other people can relate to, because that's how they are going to be able to relate to it. It's not about us, it's about them. Whenever you find yourself being like, okay, like, I don't know if people are going to like this, like, I'm talking about myself, like a picture of me, that's when you know you're not going to get a lot of engagement on it, okay? In order to increase reach, we have to increase engagement. You increase engagement by, number one, creating shareable content. And that can come in the form of, like I said, quotes. It can be infographics. It can be a personal story, but it has to be relatable, okay? It can't be like the influencer era of 2010 to 2017 or 2019, I guess I should say, is dead. You can't get by just like posting an outfit with a witty one-liner unless you're already a celebrity, okay? It's not about us, it's about them. So focus on the ideal client, okay? Let me know if this makes sense in the comments. Hey, Maggie, how are you? Yes, okay, Maggie says, I want to inspire others, not bring massive attention to me. And the thing is, though, is that you will get a lot of attention brought towards you if you care more about other people than yourself, okay? I'm not saying you can't ever post a picture of yourself, or like you have to like hide behind like a screen in order to deliver your content. I'm just saying the core of your content needs to help other people succeed, and it shouldn't be always all about yourself. I'm not saying you can't have relatable content where it's like, okay, like a Me Too kind of connection content. That shouldn't be 99% of your content. It should only be like 25%, okay? Okay, Maggie says, great advice. Give them what they need. You always have great content. Thank you so much. Thank you for hopping on and commenting. If you guys are on, let me know if you guys have any questions about this. So the first tip kind of ties into the second one. So the first tip was to create shareable content. I just gave you examples on how to create shareable content, okay? The second tip ties into the first one, because in order to increase your reach of your social media posts, you have to increase your engagement, because that's how social media works. Like, Facebook's not going to keep your post up for like 80 days if it has 1 like, right? It only keeps it up for that long if it goes viral. So you know something is going viral on social media when you get more likes, comments, and shares. So a way to increase engagement on your social media posts is to ask for engagement, okay? I want you guys to write that down, because I think this one is like very, very, very much overlooked. So we need to start actively telling people what we want them to do after they read our description, our story, whatever we talk about in the caption of our photo, okay, or video, or wherever you're posting on social media. So I'm gonna give you guys an example. A lot of times we post this amazing, valuable piece of content and we kind of talk about it and then that's it, right? We don't say, give me a double tap if you love this picture, or like, you know, tag 2 friends in the comments who would be inspired by this, or let me know in the comments what you think about this, or if you're on a Facebook Live, let me know in the comments if you're loving this video, okay? I'm actively telling you to engage with my content. Now, I'm doing it because not only am I wanting to help you guys out, but at the same time, when I help you guys and you comment, I am getting more engagement on my posts, okay? So for example, if I just came on a live stream and I was like, don't ask me questions, don't talk to me, like, I don't want you guys commenting, I don't want you guys liking, like, that's essentially what you guys are doing when you're not asking for engagement. Because you guys wonder, like, I go on live streams all the time, I'm only getting 1 like, no one's commenting, I don't understand. It's because you have to be inviting with the engagement, okay? Also, another thing to take note of is that it takes courage for people to comment. I'm like that too. A lot of people are like that. Sometimes we just want to watch and we don't want to comment, and that's totally okay too. It takes people time to want to warm up to you and to like have the courage to comment or leave a question or a thought or whatever. So in order for that to eventually happen, you need to be inviting with the engagement. For example, if you guys are loving these tips, if you guys are loving this video, let me know in the comments. I love answering your guys' questions. You guys hear me repeat myself all the time because I say the same thing every single video, but I genuinely mean that, right? If I didn't know what I was talking about, I wouldn't show up on live streams, right? A lot of times live streams, a lot of people are scared of them because they're like, what if I don't know what question or if I can answer a question? I'm like, let me know any question you have in the comments right now because I'm going to answer it either way, right? And it's like that also builds a know, like, and trust factor, because if you're inviting engagement, you're like, it's like a conversation. Like, I'm sitting here, and even though I can't physically see you guys, I want you guys to be in conversation with me. That's why I love live streams, and I actually prefer them over like stagnant Facebook posts, because I like expressing how I feel is over video or talking about it. I'm horrible at blog writing. I'm like, I don't want to touch up like writing in any way, shape, or form. I'd rather just come up on a video and like go on tangents and whatever. Just that's how I deliver my information best. So back to the second tip is that in order to increase your reach online, you have to get engagement. That's like the lifeline of engagement or a lifeline of reach is engagement. Because if you're not getting engagement, you're not increasing your reach. Okay, so the easiest way, and I want you guys to do this today when you post on social media, at the end of whatever you post today, I want you guys to ask a question, okay? Even if somebody comments, ask them a question. If someone's like, I love this video, you can ask a question underneath that comment and be like, that's awesome, I'm so happy that you love this video. What was your favorite takeaway? So you're entering in a conversation with your ideal clients, okay? So what that does is it shows that you care, because, I mean, you should care, like, regardless. But not only that, it's also helping your engagement on your post, because you're gonna end up getting more comments. So it's literally like a win for everybody, because it encourages you to like break out of your shell, to ask for more, like if they need more help for you or whatever. It shows that you're there for them, but at the same time, it's going to increase the reach of that post. So because only 3% of the people in this Facebook group are going to be seeing this video, if I keep commenting on this video, people that aren't online today might see it tomorrow, because I kept asking questions, because I asked a question at the end of this video, because I'm telling you guys while I'm on the live stream now. If you guys are watching the replay, even if you're on the replay right now and you have questions, let me know in the comments. And I do that because, one, I genuinely care about your success, and I want to help you guys out, whether you can make the live or the replay. But not only that, it increases the engagement of the video, okay? Let me know if this makes sense in the comments, you guys. Okay, Richie says, you also do great at rewarding people by responding to people. Exactly, and it's like, it's a win-win-win for everybody, including post reach, because it's like, I want everyone in this Facebook group to see this video, because I only show up and deliver value, and I only answer your guys' questions. That's why I come on live streams. I ask you guys what you're struggling with when it comes to social media, because I want to help you. That's why I show up on here, right? That's the only reason. So I want everyone to see this video, and I have more of a chance for other people seeing the video if I get more engagement on it. So that was the second tip. The first tip was shareable content. Shareable content is content people, quite frankly, want to share around. If you only talk about yourself, if you only do like the me method, if you only post a selfie, you know, this is me, this is what I did today, this is how great I am, Kim Kardashian selfie with the Facetune, and then you press submit, and you guys are like, I don't get why people aren't liking this. It's because you're not Kim Kardashian, okay? So in order to create shareable content, we need to focus on helping other people succeed. So we do that by creating inspirational quotes. It can be an infographic. It can be a story about yourself if it's a transformational story, or if it's a way that somebody else can relate to your content. Now, don't get it twisted. I said this earlier in the video. I'm not saying that you need to like go on a live stream with like a blackboard in front of your face and no one can see you because you don't have to post about yourself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying focus more on helping other people succeed with your content rather than posting about yourself. That is shareable content, because that's content people want to share, which increases engagement, okay? So the second tip, which goes hand in hand with reach, is engagement, because in order for a post to get more reach, it needs to have more engagement. Like, you can't have a post on Facebook last, especially in 2019, last even more for like 3 hours unless it's like blowing up on the likes and comments, right? So the easiest way to get more engagement on a post is to ask a question, okay? You can do that at the end of any post on any social media network. You just say, I don't know, you can be like, ask a question or tell somebody what to do, a call to action. So you say, double tap if you love this picture. Let me know in the comments if this makes sense. Let me know if you're watching the replay, watching now in the comments if this is making sense, okay? Or if somebody says, I love this video, you can go back and be like, what was your favorite takeaway? You just continue the conversation, and not only that, that helps you because when somebody tells you what their favorite part was in the video, you can use that content for and you can repurpose that because they're gonna tell you what they loved about the video. Take that piece, repurpose it, put it on Twitter, make it a Pinterest pin, make it in your Instagram story, and you can keep circulating the information that you do specifically from video, live stream, or audio. That's my favorite way to repurpose content, is you start from like the longest form piece of content and then you trickle down from there, okay? That's a completely whole separate live stream. I just went on a mini rant, but okay. So I'm going to go and see what your guys' questions are. Okay, Angelica says, okay, cool. She says, it makes complete sense. I also feel like by communicating with people in your posts, you'll get ideas for additional content. Triple win. Exactly. I think like I read your mind. I must have read your mind there because I just saw that comment and like that's what I said. So I'm glad we're definitely on the same wavelength there, Angelica. Okay, awesome. Okay, Richie said, great point. Triple wins are great. LOL. Exactly. Like, don't ever be afraid to ask, okay? Not only is it gonna make your life easier, but you're helping people out at the same time, okay? I know people get timid where they're like, well, I don't wanna tell people to comment because I feel like if they wanted to comment, they would. And the answer is no, okay? The more inviting you are for other people to take an action, the more they will take that action, okay? Because they feel safe. They feel like they can trust you. They feel like, you know, you're vibing, right? Where it's like when I tell you guys to comment, it's because I want you to, right? Like I said, I'm not on here and being like, don't comment, don't like, don't share. It's like I come on live streams because this is my favorite way to chat with you guys because I can answer live. I take this time out of my day to specifically help you guys that show up on the live stream. So the first tip, I'm gonna go on, there's 3 tips. I just went over the first 2. I kind of already wrapped it up. So shareable content, and then asking for engagement. It can be as simple as telling somebody what to do with a call to action or asking them a question in the comments, or you can ask them a question after you make the post description, okay? If you guys need examples of that, let me know in the comments and I can give you guys more examples. If I can't think of them off the top of my head, I will definitely after the live stream. So the third one is also super, super, super important. So we all know that Facebook and Instagram are dropping the engagement is dropping on Facebook and Instagram, okay? So what does that mean? That means that your post is not being seen like it was in 2012, 2013, 2014. Caitlin Wheeler with the bell graph, okay? I was doing this for the whole time. I was like, I don't know what this is called, and Caitlin saved me. So it's the bell graph, okay? It goes up like this. This is how trends work. So Instagram, 2012, 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. This is organic reach, okay? Organic, not paid advertising. You're not a celebrity. You're starting out new. You have a new online business, and you're trying to get this reach, okay? It was amazing up until now. Now everyone on Facebook groups, everyone's like complaining. They're like, oh my God, my post isn't being seen. My engagement's dropping, and you're wasting all this time focusing on the engagement dropping. Your engagement is dropping, and I did another video on this. I actually have it on my YouTube channel, but I can link that in the comments here below, just so I'm not like repeating myself. But essentially your engagement is dropping because guess what is on Instagram and Facebook now? Guess what Instagram and Facebook want? They're a business. What does every business want? Money, okay? We want money. How do we get money? We get it when people pay us. And for Instagram and Facebook's example, that happens through advertising. So when you go on Instagram and every 4th picture is an ad, guess whose space that is taking up now? Yours, okay? That's why your engagement's dropping. Because the more advertising money that comes into Instagram and Facebook, they're obviously gonna take the money over posting your free content on their platform. Okay, and that's like I did another video with Instagram removing likes. Everybody thinks it's because Instagram cares about our mental health and whatever, and it's like, they don't care, okay? What they care about is money. So if they remove the likes, they're gonna think that you guys are gonna use the platform more because you're not gonna care about the like count. But in reality, you're still not as visible as you were in 2012, 2013, 2014, 15, 16, okay? Instagram removing likes is not gonna change your business, okay? It's just gonna change like how you feel about posting on the platform. You're gonna wanna post more because you're not gonna care about the likes, but you're still not getting visible, okay? So in order to increase your reach on social media, you need to start prioritizing platforms that actually care about your organic visibility, okay? So I'm gonna explain this more in depth because I feel like this is the only thing I talk about, and I don't know if you guys are getting this now or not, but hopefully it will. I get like search engines, it's like a lot to take in. So when you post on Instagram and Facebook, those are time sensitive platforms. So in 2019, when you post on a time sensitive platform, it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever, the organic visibility, if you're not a celebrity yet, if you have under 10,000 followers, if you don't want to pay for advertising, and you don't have an influence on another platform, is dead. It's going to be extremely hard unless you want to spend 12 to 14 hours a day on those platforms engaging with other people. I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's really freaking hard, like 99.9% hard, unless you're willing to spend that time and energy on those platforms. And quite frankly, who has that time? I don't. I want to be focusing on growing and building my business, not like spending hours upon hours with my face shoved in my phone posting on Instagram story. So what you guys need to start doing is prioritizing platforms where your content actually lives forever. So today I did a Facebook post in this group, and the post was a statistic. I'm not making this up, okay? I'm a very logical person. I'm like a 1 + 1 = 2, and I will do the 1 plus the 1 in order to get the 2. I'm not like, I have a great mindset and whatever, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna like wait and see what happens. It's like, no, this is the fact of the matter. This is an actual statistic. Your Pinterest posts last 1,600, so 1,600 times longer than one Facebook post. So that means for you have to do 1,600 Facebook posts for it to equate to one Pinterest pin. And the reason for that being, it's the same with YouTube, it's the same with podcasting, it's the same with blogging, is that people search for the solution to their problems. So what that means is when people go onto Google and they're looking for an Instagram marketing consultant, they're looking for how to grow their Instagram following, how to, start using Pinterest for business, how to, use social media marketing for small business, they're going to Google because they want the answer, okay? And when you use search engine social media channels, podcasting, YouTube, and Pinterest, your posts last forever because they're searchable, because they're on a search engine, okay? So how does that relate to reach? That relates to reach because your return on investment, clearly from the statistic, is 1,600 times better than posting on Facebook. Why? Because Facebook and Instagram are time-sensitive platforms. Everyone knows this because everyone has Facebook, clearly, if you're watching this video. And if you have Instagram, the second that you post on Instagram or Facebook, you're praying. You're like, oh my God, I hope somebody, likes my picture for it to stay alive. I hope someone comments right now. And like, sometimes you have to give yourself a comment to like keep the post up because you're like, oh my God, it's been 5 minutes. No one's liked or commented. I need to comment on my own post for it to stay alive. Like, someone comment, please. If this is you, let me know in the comments. Trust me, I've been there too. And it's like, oh my God, like, what am I doing? Like, why am I putting the hands of my business into a platform that just literally wants me to pay for advertising in order for my post to be seen by the people that are already following me? Like, what am I doing, right? So Pinterest, YouTube, and podcasting, and if you have a blog, work the complete opposite way. Because what happens is when you post your content onto a search engine, those are all 4 search engines. Yes, Pinterest is a search engine if you didn't know that. When you post your content onto a search engine, they're all seen on Google, okay? And what happens is when somebody, aka your ideal client, searches on Google, on Pinterest, on YouTube, it doesn't really matter. For this, if they search for the solution to their problem on Google, how do I grow my social media following in 2019, like from scratch? Okay. How do I use Pinterest marketing for business? How do I start a podcast? All of these questions, I just picked social media because clearly I'm a social media person, okay? When they put these questions into Google, your result is coming up. It doesn't matter when you posted it. You could have posted it 3 years ago. That's why like we see blogs that are from 2012. It's because your post doesn't die, okay? I want you guys to go to Google right now. Ask Google a question. Look at the timestamps on when this content was last posted. It's not by time, okay? It didn't just happen like 2 hours ago. It's like years ago, because search engines favor relevance-based content. So what does this have to do with reach? This helps your reach because your post doesn't die, okay? Your post is relevance-based. So if you're an online entrepreneur, or even if you have a personal brand and your mission is to inspire or give value in some way, shape, or form, and it's value that people are searching for, then you need to start placing your content on social media search engines, because what that is going to do for your business is not only going to automate your marketing, but what else it does is that you don't have to continuously spend time on platforms that just want you to pay for advertising in order to be seen. Your reach goes up so it's like, I feel like I don't even know what this graph is either. So when you post on Instagram or Facebook, you get the majority of the engagement within the first 30 minutes of the post, okay? Unless it starts going viral. So the opposite is true for search engines. When you post on Pinterest, YouTube, when you start a new website, like a blog, your podcast, you have to wait for people to search for it in order for it to start going viral, which is even better. Because it's like, okay, if I posted now, I wouldn't expect one of my Pinterest pins to go viral until 2 to 3 weeks after the fact. Because you have to leave time for people to search for the solution to that problem. But Pinterest pins last 1,600 times longer than a Facebook post. So since I'm waiting 2 weeks for it to go viral, it can go viral years and years over time, okay? So that increases my post reach. I think I told you guys before, I don't know if any of you guys are new, but when I search for like a quote for my Instagram, every time I post on Instagram, I started off with a quote. And I was searching for a quote, and my quote that I made, so I also make quotes daily because quotes are shareable content, which was the first tip that I gave you guys in this live stream. I searched for a quote. I wasn't searching for my own quote. I was just searching for a quote. And my quote was #1 on the Google search engine out of 186, or it was 189, I forgot the number, 186 million results. And I posted it 8 months ago. And my result was #1. That would never happen on Instagram and Facebook. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Never. Okay? Unless maybe if you're Kylie Jenner. That would probably be the only reason, but I don't know who in here has 140 million followers on Instagram, but let me know if you do. So, not to go on a completely separate topic, but what I wanted to say about prioritizing social media networks that value relevance-based content, where your content actually lasts, will increase the reach of your posts organically, and it would be automated. I was gonna say I was like this close to making up a word, and I was like, that's not a word, what's the word? I was like, it's organic and it's automated because it's a search engine, okay? The search engine works for you, because when anyone anywhere in the world is searching for the solution to their problem, your result is coming up, okay, on the search engine. And then, like I said, my quote came up 8 months later. I didn't just post it that day. And it's not just me seeing that quote. One of my friends, I just met up with her, and she was like, yeah, I forgot to tell you that I was like Googling something and I saw one of your quotes. And I was like, that happened because of Pinterest. I forgot to mention that. The reason why my picture and my link is #1 on the Google search engine is because of Pinterest, because I posted one picture onto Pinterest, okay? One picture, and then my picture is not only going viral on Pinterest, but it's also sitting pretty #1 on the Google search engine. So it's like another win-win-win situation. So with the third tip, it's just prioritizing platforms in your marketing strategy that want to help you go viral, okay? Where they help you with your post reach, where you're getting that return on investment on your efforts with posting online, okay? Because if you're gonna, in the next 3 to 6 months, if you're gonna keep complaining about the Instagram engagement and like Facebook engagement and think it's because like you're ugly, Maybe you're second guessing your content. Maybe you think, maybe you think that you're ugly and you're not ugly, clearly. Maybe you think that you're second guessing your content. Maybe it's because you had a pimple on your face in that picture. Maybe it's because like, you know, people didn't like your story. It has nothing to do with any of that. You're amazing. The platform that you're using doesn't care about you. That is the problem, okay? You're using good hashtags. You're using the location tag. You're using Instagram story, just like the freebie told you. Maybe you bought like, you know, an Instagram course or whatever. You're doing everything fine, okay? That's not the problem. The problem is the vehicle. It's not your content. So start focusing on platforms that value-based content, okay? And those are social media search engines. Pinterest, YouTube, a podcast, or a blog. Okay, I'm gonna go look at your guys' questions. Okay, so Angelica said that's something I'm working on. I get in my head and I'll worry I'll come across pushy. If it's genuine, I shouldn't. I'm the same exact way. Especially, I would say less now, but it's something that you have to practice because at first you're going to feel pushy. It's kind of like when you ask for your first sale. Everyone's like, oh my God, I told people about it once. They know about it, right? It's like, and then you only get 1 or 2 people buying and you're like, why aren't more people buying? Because you know your product's amazing. It's just quite frankly, they just don't even know that it exists, right? So don't be afraid. I always tell this to myself too. Trust me, I'm practicing my own tips every single day. I am not perfect. I feel like confidence, especially with building a business, is a muscle. You have to practice doing it every single day, or even with live streams. Like if I didn't do a live stream for a month and I came back on live streaming, I know I would be like, oh, I don't even know what I'm doing, because that's how it is, okay? Just like with anything in life, it's just something you have to practice. But I feel like the easiest way to ask or to get engagement on posts is to simply ask a question. And as you're asking a question, if you know that it's with good intention and you're like, this is a way for me to connect better with the people that I'm following because I'm asking for them to communicate with me. And then not only that, you're helping them by answering their question, okay? It's not like you're asking them to ask a question and then you're like, oh, that answer is like in my course. Like, it's like, don't pull that card, okay? If you tell people to ask, answer the question, okay? Because the trust factor has to be built. So, I mean, I'm not saying that you need to ask, or like I did another YouTube video where it's like free content versus paid content, but there has to be trust built before people actually buy from you. So you want to give away your best content for free. What to do, how to do it. I will also link that in the comments because that's a whole completely other rant. But I'm glad that you wrote that, Angelica, because I guarantee you somebody else that's watching this has the same exact problem, and I do too. And again, you're never coming across as pushy if you're helping other people, okay? It's like when the people do like straight sells, like buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this, that's pushy. If you say, what are you struggling with so I can help you succeed? That's like the nicest thing that you can ask, essentially, because that's the whole point of showing up. That's why we all have online businesses, is because we have the solution to people's problems. So if we show up and answer their questions, they're going to build that know, like, and trust factor with us. So don't ever feel like you're being pushy if you're helping somebody else succeed. So don't forget that. Okay, so Richie says, how can you massively inspire others if you don't have massive attention on you and your message? When you win, then others can win. Took me a while to see that, LOL. Okay, so was that a question or a statement? I don't know if that was a question or if that was just something you were saying. So, okay. So another thing too is that I will actually answer that question because that is a great question. It's like, okay, well, how can you inspire people if quite literally nobody is following you? That's why you need to focus on platforms where people are searching for the solution to their problem, okay? Because if you consistently, which I know is another problem in this group, I know a lot of you guys are struggling with this, consistency, you have to consistently push out content because best known beats best. No one's gonna know that you exist if you only push out content once a week. That's just how it is, okay? Attention wins. How do you get more attention? You push out more content. And it's relevance-based content too. It can't be like, look at me petting my cat, right? It has to be like, these are 3 Instagram story tips that you can use to get more clients online, okay? It has to solve somebody's actual problem. So when you create content, and that goes again with shareable content, which was the first tip. it has to be shareable content, but you have to create shareable content consistently, and then you will gradually build your following. Please forget all the people that are like, oh my God, I built my following and 80,000 followers in a month. Like, here's my secrets. Like, scrap anyone that says that, okay? In order to build a personal brand that lasts online, it's going to take time. And you do that by picking something that you're passionate about, knowing your niche, and talking about it every single day. Now, if you don't love what you're doing, that's going to seem like stressful to you. But if you love what you're doing, then you're going to want to show up, okay? That's just naturally how it happens. You're going to love, if you love what you do, you're going to show up and it's not going to feel like work. That's the one that you need to pick, okay? So you will inspire others, but we need to scrap like all of the experts that are like, oh, you can get like 10,000 followers in a month with this video. You can like, oh, I just built my following to 17,000 followers in 2 days. This is how I did it. It's like, no, you bought followers. That's what you did, okay? There's no other way, shape, or form around it. So, oops, sorry, I keep getting notifications. So yeah, know that this is a gradual process, but you will get there quicker if you're more consistent with valuable content, because it takes time for people to search for you. If you're even posting on search engines, which you should, Pinterest, YouTube, podcasting, blogging. And when you do that, people will naturally find and share your content. I think when I started making my quotes, like I said, I'm obsessed with motivational quotes. I've been making my quotes now for probably like, I think it's time-stamped on my Instagram because I always share it to my Instagram story, but I want to say like 60 some weeks. And it wasn't until, I want to say like 30 weeks in, where I saw somebody share my quote for the first time. 30 weeks. And I made one every single day. So it wasn't like I made my first quote and I was like, oh my God, why isn't Kim Kardashian sharing my quote yet? Because that's not realistic. I didn't think anybody was going to share my quotes. I genuinely just did it because I had these thoughts in my head and I was like, if all these other people can make quotes, why can't I, right? So I started making my quotes. I was like, okay, put it to paper. And that's what I did. And it was like, just now, this is like a year later, which is where I see people sharing, my quotes go viral on Pinterest and they're on Google now, but not only that, people are sharing them on Instagram, but all those images are coming from Pinterest, and I know because I reformat it differently. But it's like you have to give yourself time, and it's usually more time than you think it is. But time doesn't really matter if you're doing this for the rest of your life, right? So just start now, start today, and then you have to keep doing it consistently. That's the biggest key. Don't go balls to the wall. Don't do like 80,000 videos in one day. Just do one little thing every single day, and that's how you gradually grow your personal brand online. Nancy says, great tips. Thank you, Nancy. Okay. Richie said it was a response to a comment. Okay, after I just went on that side tangent. Okay, I just saw that. Thanks, Richie. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. So if you guys have any questions, if you like watching now, watching the replay, watching on YouTube, let me know in the comments, because like I said, I reply to all of your guys' comments because I genuinely want to help you guys succeed, which is the whole purpose of me going on live streams. So the 3 tips that I already covered, I'm just going to go over it quick because I feel like now I'm repeating myself. The 3 tips, the first one is the most important, is that you need to start creating shareable content, because the first one ties into the second one. In order for your reach to go up, you have to get engagement. So how do you get engagement? You create shareable content. What is shareable content? Not talking about yourself, not being like, this was my day with the Kim Kardashian selfie and the Facetune selfie, and then pressing submit and being like, why does nobody like me? It's because it's not about you, it's about your ideal clients. So start creating content that inspires or educates to help them, okay? Prime example, when I go on these Facebook live streams, clearly I did my hair today, right? I had to like put my hat on to like cover up like half of my face. But it's like I'm answering somebody's question, right? I'm not caring about myself. I'm not here to talk about like my dogs or like Florida or whatever. I'm here to answer the question, okay? Now don't take it to the extreme and be like, okay, I can't show my face. Yes, you can. Yes, you can talk about yourself if people can relate to your story. But focus on value. If you're struggling in this department, always, value is a no-fail solution, okay? If you give somebody value, they're always gonna like it, okay? So focus on creating valuable, shareable content that can come in the form of quotes. Like I just gave an example of my quotes. Quotes like infographics, it can come, there was another one that I was gonna say. Oh, it can be in story, but it has to be relatable. Okay. The second tip was you need to ask for engagement. Okay. So everyone's like, okay, maybe I'm doing all this, but people like, I wish people would comment more. I wish people would comment about what they thought, or like, I wish people would comment if they like this. Ask them. Be like, hey, if you like this, let me know in the comments. Hey, if you guys are watching this live stream and you have questions, let me know in the comments. You're inviting people to ask, because when you do that, it breaks down that like wall, okay? Because sometimes like people are scared to ask. People, they might think it's a stupid question, or like maybe they just want to watch, or maybe they're multitasking and like doing the dishes and all they want to do is watch this live stream, and that's completely okay. But when you invite the ask, that's when you will get more engagement, because people will be like, oh, like, and sometimes people even forget. Like sometimes I see something amazing online and I like click on the video and I think it's awesome, and I'm just like, oh, like goldfish brain, like I'm gonna go off and do my next thing, like keep multitasking, keep doing more work. So invite the ask so people remember to leave a comment, like, or a share. Don't forget about shares too, okay? Say, share this on your timeline if you found this inspiring, to help inspire somebody else. It can really be that simple. And Angelica brought up a great comment where she was like, sometimes I feel pushy, and you will never be pushy if you're helping somebody else. Now, you will be pushy if you're like, buy this, buy that, buy my course, buy this. Or like, if you ask somebody to comment and you're like, well, that's inside my course, buy it. And it's like, don't do that. If you ask a question, answer it. Answer it with all of your value. And like I said, I did a free versus paid content video. It's on my YouTube channel, but I will leave that link below in the comments too, if you guys struggle with what content is free versus what content is paid. And the third tip, so shareable content, ask for engagement. The third tip is prioritizing platforms that actually like want you to have organic reach and like help you expedite that process. So not Instagram and Facebook. And the statistic that I posted in this Facebook group today was a Pinterest pin lasts 1,600, which is 1,600 times longer than a Facebook post, okay? One pin equates to 1,600 Facebook posts, okay, for the amount of the ROI that you get on the reach that you do. So, and another thing too about Pinterest is like, they want you to post like 1 million times a day. So just imagine if you started today posting a minimum like 5 Pinterest pins, like about your business, like that goes viral over time because Pinterest is a search engine. So you want to start prioritizing platforms where your content lives forever. What are those platforms? They're called social media search engines: Pinterest, YouTube, a podcast, or a blog. And the reason for that being is because all of that content, they're all search engines. So your Pinterest pins go into Google. YouTube goes to Google. When you go on a podcast, you're searching for the solution to your problem. You're searching for things, okay? Same with a blog. And it lasts forever. I want you guys to go to Google after this, and I want you to type in a question in the Google. You're gonna see articles that came out in 2012, and they're like #1 on Google. It's because your content doesn't die. That would never happen on Facebook and Instagram because those are time-sensitive platforms. And now since the bell curve, 2018, 2019, 2020, you're gonna have to pay for advertising in order to stand out on those time-sensitive platforms because other people are doing it. That's where all the attention is. When Coca-Cola is handing out like millions to Instagram to have their posts seen on every other one of your Instagram posts, it's taking the space of your free content. That's why when you go on Instagram, every third post is a sponsored post, even in your Instagram story, and it's just gonna get worse from here. So if you're not a celebrity on Instagram, if you don't have over 10,000 followers, if you don't want to pay for advertising, and if you don't have influence coming from another social media platform, you're gonna find it very difficult to only focus on Instagram to grow your business, okay? So I say as a third tip, add in another platform where you can repurpose content onto, kind of like these Facebook Lives. I repurpose all these Facebook live streams onto my YouTube channel because they last forever. People are searching for it. And people are even led to this Facebook group from YouTube now. And I started it like a month ago, okay? And those live forever. So whenever anybody has that question or has this question, how do I increase my reach on social media? They're not going into the Facebook search bar to search for that. They're going to Google, okay? And guess what's gonna pop up when they go into Google? or YouTube, my video, because I have the answer to their problems, okay? So shareable content, ask for engagement, doesn't have to be scary, it can be something very simple, and prioritize social media networks where your content lives forever, which are social media search engines. So, okay, Nancy says that makes sense. Okay, I'm so happy that it does. So if you guys are watching the replay, watching on YouTube, maybe you're watching now and you think of a question like 2 hours, 3 hours later, let me know in the comments, because that's why I made this video. I want this to make sense, and I never want anything that I say to be confusing, okay? So even if it's something stupid, I guarantee you one of the other 6,000 entrepreneurs that are in this group has the same question. So don't be afraid to ask me a question. So I'm so happy that you guys were on this video, commented. It makes me so happy. I love chatting with you guys on live streams, because I hate talking to myself where I'm just kind of like, oh, there I am. And I love when you guys chat with me. So that makes me happy. So I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. And if you guys have any questions at all, unrelated to this video, just on social media marketing, also let me know in the comments, because your question could quite literally and anonymously be the topic of my next live stream. So I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I will see you guys next week on my next live stream. Bye, guys.